Hello everybody, and welcome to another HustleNHoops team breakdown. Now today, it's going to be a little different, we're going to be a little bit more lax. We're no longer on the conference finals teams, so, we're here. The Milwaukee Bucks. Wow. A team that, has managed to keep it all together throughout so much adversity. So many ups and downs. A lot of ups. But, going into this season with Chris Middleton being out, I don't think many people, or at least with him being still semi-injured, I don't think people necessarily were sitting here saying, yeah, Milwaukee is going to jump out the gate. This is going to be the year that they take a step back, slow it down a little bit during the regular season. But you see, this Milwaukee team has a problem this year, and it's not just Chris Middleton being out. To jump right into it, starting with their big four, starting with Giannis Antetokounmpo, the definition of dominance. Giannis is out there just continuing his greatness. Next to him is Chris Middleton, James Christian Middleton, the steady-handed, easygoing, knockdown shooter. You got Jrue Holiday, an elite two-way playmaker and scorer. Shouts out to Philly days. And then you got Brook Lopez, who honestly, I was not expecting to come into this season and be the leader in blocks so far. Crazy, absolutely crazy. But the Milwaukee Bucks are 22-12, 21st in offensive rating, 3rd in defensive rating, 2nd in rebounding, 17th in assists, and 20th in turnovers. The Milwaukee Bucks are offensively shite and defensively great. Giannis is doing what Giannis does. Jrue is definitely carrying a heavier load than I think he needs to right now. And then you got Brook Lopez shooting very well from 3, which isn't unusual, but is great to see, especially on 5 attempts. And then you got Bobby Portis starting to show a little bit more off the dribble game and offensive creation, with the ball in his hands. They're tied 23rd in field goal percentage, 19th in three-point percentage, 2nd in opponent effective field goal percentage. Now, when looking at their shot profile, Milwaukee, like every team, is heavily running ball screens and handoffs. Milwaukee was tied 6th in PNR roll man possessions. They do run a lot of ball screens through Jrue Holiday and with Brook Lopez and Giannis, and they do definitely attack the interior often, with them being tied 8th in post-up possessions. Milwaukee does also run a lot of their offense with Giannis or Brook or Bobby through the post, and then you also have them being tied for 6th in handoff possessions. And you do have Grayson Allen, you do have Joe Ingles coming in now, you do have Jordan Nwora, Pat Connaughton, Javon Carter, all guys who are going to be doing that and coming off screens and shooting it. You also have, like I said, with the catch and shoot, tied 4th in catch and shoot points. A lot of this is thanks to Jrue Holiday, Bobby Portis, Grayson Allen, Pat Connaughton. I'm going to be honest, this team offensively is really not that fun to talk about. They were 2nd in post-touch points and 2nd in post-ups. In Milwaukee, like I said before with the post-up possessions, they are going to consistently try to maneuver the matchups into a favorable position almost every possession, and they're going to do that through the post, starting through the post at least. Now, Milwaukee was also 22nd in passes made, and that is just a sign of, a lack of movement, a lack of flow in their offense, if you would say. They're also 9th in drive field goal percentage, which isn't super surprising. They've got good attackers. 15th in catch and shoot three-point percentage. 15th. 2nd in post-touch field goal percentage, though. So obviously, it's nice to see that at least with what they are known to do, they're doing well. Now, I think it is time for a deep dive. Giannis, got some notes for you. Let's start off an opportunity and usage, where we look at him being the 97th percentile in touches per game and the 99th percentile in scoring possessions per 75. He was also in the 96th percentile in total offensive load and the 100th percentile in rim field goal attempts. The self-pronounced king of the paint, Giannis is visually and statistically carrying the Milwaukee Bucks offense. He was in the 93rd percentile in points per shot, 87th percentile in points over expectation, expectation. Attacking the rim is his specialty. Oftentimes, he simply goes full court, rebound to dunk. In a matter of seconds, Giannis is Euro stepping past you for the two-pointer. Would like to see more drive pass out, but to who? Giannis is most comfortable faced up or with you on his back. The problem is, the second he succeeds in getting the ball, he's doubled. At 17.2 average possessions double team per game, he's second most right behind Luka. But oftentimes, no matter what the defense throws at Giannis or at the Milwaukee Bucks, if it's Giannis attacking, he's going to finish. He's going to get there. With him being the 94th percentile in drives per 75 and the 99th percentile in total shots at the rim per 75, he was also in the 99th percentile in unassisted rim field goal attempts per 75. So Giannis is going to attack. Now, he was in the 47th percentile in drive assist pass percentage. That is something that, you expect from a well-developed playmaker like Giannis, but don't need it to be massively high. However, he was also in the 93rd percentile drive foul drawn rate percentage. Giannis will either get to the cup or draw a foul. And if one of those doesn't happen, you genuinely sit there for a second and you're like, oh, okay. But once Giannis gets past you, he does like playing with his food in the post. Whether he is coming off a ball screen with Drew as the handler, or coming off a ball screen with him as the handler and Brook as the roll man, he averages 7.4 ball screens with Drew as the handler, 3.3 with him as the handler, and Brook as the roll man. And Javon averages 3.7 with him. Giannis is going to utilize every tool that the offense gives him to get to his sweet spot, and that is the post. He's in the 88th percentile in total post frequency, 74th percentile in paint touches per 75. Now, you might question, why that is so low, especially when you compare it to, guys that we just looked at, i.e. Jokic, Doncic, Tatum. But we'll get to that in a second. We'll get to that. He was in the 80th percentile in post-up draw foul rate percentage, in the 74th percentile in stable post-up points per possession. With Giannis and Brook constantly setting screens, this team could be a very dangerous offense if the proper acquisitions are made. Now, Giannis does something in the offense that I just love it. He's in the 78th percentile in roll man possessions per 75, the 80th percentile in team roll man share percentage, 79th percentile in screen assists per 75. Now, here's the interesting part. When you look at stable PNR roll man points per possession, he's in the 67th percentile. And you question, Giannis, you're 6'11", you're 240. Why aren't you in the 90th percentile for roll man points per possession? Because as the ball handler this year, Giannis is in the 97th percentile in stable PNR ball handler points per possession. Giannis is genuinely, truly the offense this year, start to finish. And yes, you have Jrue Holiday supplementing that and adding his level of pick and roll mastery and just general, natural ability to score. And you've got Brook Lopez, who, as good and as revolutionized as Brook Lopez is, he's obviously not putting out the same level of offensive output as Giannis, or Chris Middleton. So how are you, going to try to solve your lack of offensive firepower? Well, by making your guy your lead guy. Put the ball in his hands damn near every possession. Giannis was in the 96th percentile in total ISOs per 75. Now, how well has that worked out for him? He was in the 9th percentile in total ISO impact per 75. 70th percentile in total ISO effective field goal percentage. 87th percentile in ISO draw foul rate. Giannis was in the 99th percentile in mid-range pull-up quality, the 98th percentile in mid-range pull-up creation, and the 92nd percentile in mid-range pull-up talent. Let's be honest here, guys. Raise your hand if you like Giannis pull-up mid-ranges. Yeah, that's what I thought. I wish I could sit here and say that Giannis has developed as much of a dominant perimeter game as he has his interior talent and skill set. But it's a difficult task for a 6'11", 240 man. Just saying. Giannis' playmaking, however, has continued to be a massive tool in his toolbox. He rarely makes mistakes or risky plays with the ball in on his hands, and that's what makes him such a dual threat on offense. Commit to Giannis, and there's the pass, skip pass, bounce pass through 2 defenders. It's very entertaining. He was in the 86th percentile in assist points per 75, the 90th percentile in potential assists per 100 passes, the 97th percentile in box creation, and the 0th percentile in all forms of turnovers, live, dead ball, lost ball, step out, etc. Giannis simply needs A, Chris Middleton back, and consistently. And B, let's just be honest here. Let's be honest. While we're in the middle of this deep dive, let's say fuck it. Grayson Allen, Pat Connaughton, Dante DiVincenzo, all the same people. Not literally. My point being, you've got 2 guys on the team getting 20 plus minutes in Pat Connaughton and Grayson Allen. And while Grayson Allen has, what is a compliment I can say about Grayson Allen? Done his job this year, you need a spark off the bench. And I laugh because Grayson Allen is the opposite of a spark. Now, can he come in and play like a 6-man? Yeah, but he doesn't do it for me. He doesn't. Something about Grayson Allen does not compute and does not math. So I'm good. Now on defensive end, Giannis obviously makes his bed there. 28th percentile in 3-point contest per 75 for his role. That's actually quite high, in my opinion. 63rd percentile in steals per 75, again for his role, quite high. 5th percentile in defensive miles per 75, showing. 37th percentile in ball screen navigation. 45th percentile in off-ball chaser defense. I'm not gonna be the guy to ask Giannis to play 5 positions, but yeah, I'm not gonna be that guy. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like Giannis can do everything on the floor. They already got Brook dropping, and everyone else doesn't. I believe that's the way it's working, and I'll watch something to confirm that, and if not, this will all be cut. I don't know. Interior defense. Giannis was in the 99th percentile in rim defensive field goal percentage versus expected percentage. He was in the 98th percentile in rim points saved per 75. When you compare him against 445 on-ball wings, Giannis was in the 94th percentile in screener mobile defense, 99th percentile in screener rim defense, 98th percentile in help defense activity. Giannis is a defensive player of the year candidate every year for a reason. He protecting the paint is Giannis's almost second nature. Constantly roaming the floor, monitoring off-ball moves, simultaneously following the ball and chasing. Giannis has this capability, this sixth sense, the sixth sense of where to be to get the nastiest block, or where to be right in the lanes at the perfect time. He definitely benefits from being 6'11" and having a really long wingspan, but there's so much more behind his defense than just big tall guy stop ball. It's very fun to watch Giannis and Brook Lopez kind of toy with some of these teams on defense, because a lot of these younger teams, you look at younger teams especially, and you look at their P&R coverage, but I don't know what this team is gonna do. This team could do absolutely fucking nothing, and Chris Middleton could get healthy, and then they're just as good as they were last year again. And there we go, another finals contention year. But that's not for me to sit here and project, because I think that's stupid. It's boring. No one really cares. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. Let's just cut.